Hello, everyone. Mackie here. It is 11:20 p.m. on the fourth day of April 2026. If you are on the East Coast, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter Sunday to all of you. Just remember that Christ risen up from the dead for all of you to worship Him, to honor Him, and to give Him all the glory and all kinds of stuff. So I hope you have yourselves a wonderful Easter, of course, because let's be honest, this has been probably the most busiest day I've ever done. You are looking from the RFTGG website, 14, yes, 14 best of three matches across six regions. And that's like, I don't know, 14 hours of League of Legends, I guess. It was wild. And you know what? I decided to cover all of them. Well, actually, I will not cover all of them. That will be like a 20, 40-minute video, of course, which sadly I don't even have the time nor the space to ever done it. But I will do all the games from today's League of Legends, and of course, we'll look forward to tomorrow by the look of stats. So, if you notice that we have all 14 matches right here, covered from all six regions, and I will do them and I will analyze them. So, first off is T1 versus Honda Life Esports. This was the bounce back game for T1 needed after that horrific performance against KT Roster, and comeback they did. Faker on the Azir, 5, 2, and 10 on the 7.5 KDA, 60 kill participation at 35.7k damage. He was the best player on the game 1, and an owner in game 2 on the Lee Sin. 7-1-1 with an 8 KDA, 70 kill participation at 12.5k damage. T1 look really, really, really good throughout in this entire series. This was the T1 performance that we were all waiting for after what happened to KT roster. And that was not the only win that T1 has done in the last couple of days. We'll get to the good side of T1 come Monday, of course, when all of this is finished. But for now, let's just focus on the Rift. The three stars of the series for this game, for the series, is Owner with a 10, 3, and 17 and a 9 KDA, 75 kill participation and 34.9k damage. Faker from the T1 mid get the second star, 6, 2, 14, 10 KDA, 56 kill participation, 50.8k damage. And for the third star, I will give it to Doran. T1 top laner 11, 7, and 8, 2.7 KDA, 53 kill participation percentage, and 34.9k damage. For my team of the series, I have to get to Zeka. 359, 2.4 KDA, 60% kill participation, and 40.2k damage. Not good enough for the Honda Life Esports team. And I believe this is now back-to-back losses for Honda Life Esports, of course. Yeah, I think it's back-to-back losses. I will look. I will check because I think that is now back-to-back defeats for Honda Life. I want to see. Let me just check. No, they actually beat Breon. Oh yeah, they beat Breon, but yeah, they just slap around Breon, of course, and now sadly is they're getting slapped around by T1. So it is what it is, but not a great performance by Honda Life Esports. On to the next series: KRX versus D plus Kia. First off, Showmaker put in an absolute, well, pun intended, show on the Oriana. 7-0-7 with a perfect KDA, 82 kill participation, and 27.4k damage. For game 2, it was all smash. With the Corki, 7-2-3, 5 KDA at 59 kill participation percentage at 42k damage. 42k damage. My lord, he was absolutely firing on that Corki. He was also my first star, 10-3 and 10 with a 6.3 KDA at 59 kill participation percentage at 61.2k damage. Showmaker for the mid laner, 8, 6, and 13, 3.5 KDA with a 62 kill participation at 45.2k damage. Sai Wu from DK on the top lane, 9, 6, and 6 with 2.5 KDA, 44 kill participation, and 52.3k damage. And for the team of the series, Lazyfield, who was not on the races, especially in the second game, especially against Smash, so many oopsies. He got 9 deaths 4, 9, and 8, 1.3 KDA, 48% kill participation percentage at 49.6k damage. So DK with a massive, massive win. They are, I believe, two. Nope, they lost to Nottingham Red Force. So again, is another team that kind of like lost the first game, got destroyed, and then come back and destroy another team. It just showcased how incredibly competitive this LCK season might be. Like even like we'll find out what Genji is made of in a couple of days, or probably tomorrow, or we'll look at the fixtures. But it shows how really competitive this LCK is. It feels like everybody can beat anybody on a given day, which is going to be great. It's going to be great. Speaking of great, IG looked great as we move forward to the LPL, and Jackie Love returned and he played an absolute stinker. That's what happens when you haven't played any League of Legends in the last 3 months. 0, 12, and 6, zero point 0.5 KDA. Yes, zero point 0.5 KDA with a 46 kill participation percentage and 28.1k damage. When you have no kills throughout the both games, there's a problem. There's an absolute problem. For IG, they look great. Renard on the Oriana, 8, 1, and 6, 14 KDA with an 82 kill participation percentage at 18.2k damage. Wei from with the Jinjiao, 5, 0, and 7 with a perfect performance, 52 kill participation at 15.1k damage. And of course, my 3 stars of the series are Renard from the mid laner, 15, 2, and 10 with a 12.5 KDA, 63 kill participation percentage, 34.5k damage. And for jungle and for IG, it's Wei, 9, 1, and 17 with a 20. Hold up. Yeah, 26 KDA, 65 kill participation at 30.6k damage. And for Mako, 3, 5, and 32, 7.6 KDA, 88 kill participation percentage at 15.5k damage. IG just absolutely smoked top esports like it's nothing. Second game is Weibo versus Anyone's Legend. This was casted by Rafa and Alk. I don't know the two characters from the first game, but I know Rafa and Alk. I know them from their casting the Division 1 matchup last week, so I kind of know these two. This was a dominant performance by Anyone's Legend. Rise for Shanks was absolute brilliant. Actually, Shanks on Rise was absolutely brilliant. 706 perfection, 68 kill participation percentage at 23.8k damage. For game 2 was a Tarzan show. All Night Fury, 6, 2, and 9 with a 7.5 KDA. Perfect kill participation and 22.3k damage. He was everywhere in this game. He was brilliant on Night Fury. He was also my first star of the series. 7, 3, and 22, 9.7 KDA, 85 kill participation percentage, 37.2k damage. Shanks on the mid lane, 10, 3, and 9, 6.3 KDA, 56 kill participation percentage, 41.3k damage. And Flandre from the top lane, 6, 0, and 17 with a perfection, 68 kill participation percentage at 25.6k damage. And my team of the series is Zika for top lane on Weibo, 385 with a 1 KDA, 67 kill participation, and 40.9k damage. Not a great series by Weibo. They get an absolutely body. I would give that team of the series to Jahu. I would have given him to Jahu because of his performance, but I don't think he was not in his races today, and I would have to find someone who is pretty much egregious. And when you go 8 deaths on the top lane, although you can say top lane is the most death defying, it just doesn't look a good look. Wei WE versus Nip, and this was a Gu Young show from beginning to end. First is Vi, 11, 1, and 3, 14 KDA, 78 kill participation, and 16.6k damage. Then on the Nocturne, 8, 0, and 10, perfection, 78% kill participation at 13.5k damage. Guyun was absolutely brilliant. Raphael praised him after game 1, and I praise him too. And in game 2 was absolutely brilliant. He was on point today against a not so great team, WE team, to be honest. And he's my first star. 19, 1, and 13 with a 32 KDA, 78 kill participation, and 30.1k damage. Assume gets his love, of course. His brilliance is not to be like under radar. He was brilliant. 11, 1, and 11 with a 22 KDA, 54 kill participation, and 42.1k damage. And for for NIP. He was brilliant on the support. 1, 2, and 29, 15 KDA, 73 kill participation, and 11.9k damage. Yes, Zoo deal almost 12k damage to support. That is wild. And for my team of the series, I got to go with Monkey. He was not brilliant, of course, although you can say that he got by Gungwon, but still. 1 and 11, 4.5 KDA, 63 kill participation percentage, and 50.6k damage. Another point, I think this is the second point 5 from today. Yeah. Yeah, so he and Jackie Love have point 0.5 KDA throughout the entire series. I know it's only 2 games, but still, to go point 0.5 in KDA, like, it's just not your day. Absolutely appalling from WE, and a brilliant win from him, and a brilliant performance by Goodwin. Probably one of the players to watch throughout this LPL split. Who knows? Now on to the LCP. You got Ground Zero versus the Absolute Abomination. Hey guys, remember when DFM used to be like one of the best teams in all of, like, let's just say APAC and Japan and all kind of stuff? Well, it's now eroded to absolute feces. Where have the years gone? Anyways, Ground Zero put up an incredible win. Won Zhang on the Cassante, 4-1 and 10 on a 14 KDA, 70 kill participation, 12.6k damage. And then Husha on the jungle on a Fury, 8-4 and 11 with a 4.8 KDA, 76 kill participation percentage, and 23.2k damage. For the 3 stars, Won Zhang on the top with 9-2-23 at 16 KDA, 71 kills participation at 43.4k damage. Husha on the jungles, 13, 6, and 17 with a 5 KDA, 67 K kill participation percentage, 40.7k damage. And for support, Okra, 3, 2, and 34, 18.5 KDA, 82% kill participation at 14.2k damage. And for my team of the series, I go with Momo on the top, 3, 12, and 5.7 KDA at 33k damage. Imagine having 33k damage and you put a 0.7 KDA. That is not great for them. Not great for DFM. Onwards to DCG versus MVK. I believe I don't even have the stats putting up there. So I will have to find the stats for this game and then I'll come back to you. So just give a minute. Just give a minute and I'll find the stat. Okay, so I got the stats for the Deep Cross Gaming versus MVK esports game. I had to like scramble to try to get the stats. And since RFT.dg and since the website doesn't have the stats, I decided to go to the little goal.gg and get all the stats from there. So thank you in large for goal.gg for the assistance. Now, here are the stats for this entire series. And by the way, if you notice that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have done this is the 7th series into the recap, and this is the very first one that gone to 3 games. I have done 6 recaps, and all of them were 2-0s, making my job easier, of course. But we have our very first 3-game series, not the last one tonight, but the very first 3-game series. First off, Fang on his Zeri, 7-1-11 with an 18 KDA, 95 kill participation percentage, at 27.9k damage. Then it was the Harky show in more ways than one. First on the Israel, 3-0-10 perfection, 67 kill participation at 22.4k damage. And then Harky once again on the Corky, 11, 3, and 11. 7.3 KDA and 96 kill participation at 31.5k damage. Holy smokes, that is amazing. That is amazing. He earned the first star, of course, for his performance. Harky, 29 and 18, 4.2 KDA, 76k kill participation, and 22.7k damage. Su Long from the support of MVK, set 4, 7, and 31, and 5 KDA, 72 kill participation, and 8.4k damage. And I decided to give Hong Su some love in the mid lane. 10, 5, and 13, 4.6 KDA, 61 kill participation, and 20k damage. Not the greatest in high damage, of course, but his all-around game was brilliant. I had to give him that. My team of the series was Florin at DCG for the top lane, 7, 11, and 12. 1.7 KDA, 49 kill participation, and 24k damage. Not great for the top lane, of course. Moving on to the LEC. SK Gamers versus Shifters. And finally, SK delivered probably the best performance we have seen in the short amount of 2 weeks. I mean, they were decent, but they would never quite get the finishing touches to even win a game. And Leader, in a surprising way, was the reason why this works. Oriana, 4 1 and 8, 12 KDA, 80 kill participation percentage, and 21.9k damage. And then, of course, Kali, 7 6 and 9, 2.7 KDA, 59 kill participation percentage, and 39.1k damage. And for my 3 stars of the series, he was the top star, 11 7 and 17, with a 4 KDA, 67 kill participation, and 61k damage. Jopa for the AD carry, 60, 16, 7, and 12. Also with a 4 KDA. Also with a 67 kill participation, 79.5k damage. And for Skeens in the jungle, 8, 1, and 24, 32 KDA, 76 kill participation percentage, 57.8k damage. And unfortunately for the team of the series, I have to go to Bukata. He was awful. 4, 8, and 12 with a 2 KDA, 62 kill participation, and 30.6k damage. Not great enough from the jungler. And I don't think shifters are going to be doing anything much in the LEC in terms of like moving the needle. I think I saw one of the interviews, of course, by one of the players by shifters. And I'll tell you one thing, it just reeks of a team that is pretty much low on confidence right now. And I don't see any hope in there. I just don't. G2 versus Heretics. They are back from Sao Paulo and they look marvelous. Surgically precision, marvelous. I've already did my short, of course, about this G2 team, with Broken Blade having an absolute 1-3v3 performance against Shen, and he was my main man from game one. 4 1 and 4, 8 KDA, 80 kill participation, and 21.1k damage. And then, of course, it was a Skillmon show. Again, this time on the Olaf. 4 1 and 6 at a 10 KDA, 83 kill participation, and 19.2k damage. I swear to God, G2 esports are looking like one of the best teams in the West right now, and Skillmon is pretty much one of the best teams in West junglers in all of the West, and maybe taking over Caps as one of the best players in G2 as of right now, which is saying something. But I can't blame him. He was my 3rd star, by the way, Caps. 7 2 and 6 at 6.5 KDA, 59 kill participation percentage at 37.2k. But my God, it was the Broken Blade Skillmon show was working dividends. Broken Blade top lane, 1st star, 6 1 and 8 at 14 KDA, 64 kill participation at 40k damage. And Skillmon jungle, 5 2 and 10, 7.5 KDA, 68 kill participation, and 33.6k damage. And for my team of the series, I go to Saren with the mid, 2 5 and 5 with 3.5 KDA, 58 kill participation, and 55.5k damage. G2 just look incredibly strong, of course. In a couple of hours right now, by the time this thing recorded, they'll have to face against Fnatic, their rivals. And considering where Fnatic are right now, this might be I'm not gonna say an easy G2 win, but I don't think it's going to be as competitive as any iteration of G2 Fnatic over the last couple of years. I'm just saying, of course. Maybe Fnatic might prove me wrong, but it's gonna be tough. Navi Vitality, Nako and Humanoid was absolutely on point. And Karzi, but I want to talk about Nako and Humanoid. Nako on the top lane with Nar, 6 2 and 7 with a 6.5 KDA, 68 kill participation, and 26k damage. And for Humanoid on the Aurelion Soul. Yes, Aurelion Soul. Started off a little bit not so great. Did the classic Humanoid, died in sideline kind of thing. But once he scaled up, once he got stronger, those stars just come crashing down on Navi. And it was like almost a 50-minute game, of course, in which Vitality won. That was wild. 11 1 and 7 on an 18 KDA, 95 kill participation percentage, at 62.8k damage. And he was one of my 3 stars. In fact, he's the 1st star. 15 1 and 12 at 27 KDA, 71 kill participation, and 89.8k damage. Nako on the top, 11 6 13 and 4 KDA, 63 kill participation at 68.1k damage. And Karzi for the AD carry, 6 and 16, 3.7 KDA, 58 kill participation at 79.3k damage. For my team of the series, I have to go with Riley on the jungle. 299, 1.2, 55 kill participation, and 22.k damage. Not good enough from Riley. I praised him. I praised him last week and it was brilliant, but he was not in the races in today's game against Vitality, who, by the way, they look pretty much like the fourth best team in the league right now. Because right now we have, G2 and your Kois and your Common Corps. They're like the top three. The question of who's going to be the fourth best team from all of it. Maybe Vitality could do it. Maybe Vitality might be. On to CBLOL. We're going to go to Red Cannons versus Fluxio W7M. I did not even put W7M because that'll be too much mouthful even for me. So Red Cannons versus Fluxio, and it was domination from Red Cannons. I just watched the entire game. In fact, I watched the VOD in 3x speed, and it was like brutal for Red Cannons. Steps was brilliant on the Pantheon, 7-0-7 with a perfect game, 88 kill participation at 17.1k damage, and it was Mortius on the Corky, 9-1-6 with a 15 KDA, 75 kill participation at 30.4k damage. For the 3-star, Steps was brilliant, 10-2-16 at 14 KDA with a 72 kill participation and 34.7k damage. And Mortius on the AD carry, 12-1-11 with a 23 KDA, 64 kill participation at 51.5k damage. And for Kaz in the mid lane, 81-15 with a 23 KDA, 64% kill participation at 45.5k damage. For my team of the series, I had to go with Peach, not the Mario Galaxy movies or such. Although, let me know what you think about the Mario Galaxy. And no spoilers right now. I haven't watched the movie yet. I had to wait until like a couple of months. But that is not a peachful performance. Bowser is not pleased with that performance. 114.7, 0.6 KDA, 73 kill participation, and 24k damage. Not a great performance. Loud in pain. Loud bounced back from that humiliating loss to Red Cannons last week. And they put up an incredible show in today against Pain Gaming. Envy was the envy of every single player in Brazil, me included. He was brilliant on Aurora, wearing the bunny ears on that Easter day. And by the way, we're closer to Easter, I guess. 5-1-3 perfection, 73 kill participation, 19.9k damage. For the second game, Young Jay was brilliant on the Aatrox, 5-1-9, 14 KDA, 61 kill participation, 14.4k damage. And he was my second star of the series. 8-3-14, 7.3 KDA, 65 kill participation at 22.2k damage. For my first star, I have to go with Envy, 11-1-13, 24 KDA, 71 kill participation at 49.1k damage. And for my top lane is Sino, 6-2-14, 10 KDA, 59 kill participation at 43.6k damage. And unfortunately for my team of the series, once again, I had to go with the Sam Kids. 4-9-5 with a 1 KDA, 82 kill participation, and 25.1k damage. I believe this is my second time I ever talk about scams and my team of the week. He is not having a great time right now. He's literally not having a great split so far over those two series. It's just not looking like him right now. And just recently, of course, Cloud9 and Lion, just recently, we finished up the LCS. And I had to scramble all the gold.gg stats. But Cloud9 versus Lion, this is a rematch of the LCS lock-in split finals. And Cloud9 finally get revenge against Lion. But it was not easy. It was not easy. Game 1 was a Saint game. Hey, look, Saint actually played brilliantly for the first time in a long time. He was brilliant on Rise, 6-1-9, 15 KDA, 94 kill participation, and 28.2k damage. Then it was Sven. It was all Sven. I would have given him to, like, I don't know, Vulcan or APA in one of those games, but I decided, like, I had to give it to Sven. 7-1-4 on the Corky with 11 KDA, 65 kill participation, and 30.1k damage. And it was on again with Israel, 5-1-6, 11 KDA again, 61 kill participation percentage, as 29.3k damage. For my 3 stars, he won my first star, 13-6-11 with a 4 KDA, 53 kill participation, and 25.2k damage. And APA, of course, was brilliant, of course, with a Ziggs, as usual. 10, 16, 18, 4.7 KDA, 75 kill participation, and 22.2k damage. And by the way, and of course, Vulcan was brilliant on the support, 5, 6, and 27, 5.3 KDA, 72 kill participation, and 7k damage. Team of the series was Dokla, which I'm gonna do a minute. 4, 13, 15, 1.5 KDA, 53 kill participation, and 19.1k damage. Mr. David Shynock, by the way, did a good point, of course, in his short. And for anybody who don't know, Berserker got his green card, so congratulations to Berserker being an American citizen. And everyone is just saying that you need to blend Dokla, fire Dokla. He's not good enough. And while I was saying did not perform great in today's game, I do not think one bad game or one bad international performance just give you the right to bench a guy who brought you so much. Like, let's remember, I was never expecting Lion to do anything much in first stand. The fact they even won lock-in was kind of more of Cloud9 crapping themselves and more of brilliance of Lion, which I'm not disrespecting Lion's performance at all. They were brilliant on that day. But let's be honest. The people who call him to bench him are the reason why North America will never be as good enough to catch up with the Europeans or catch up with the East, of course. Because we are not trusting the talent that comes from tier 2. Like, by the way, there's a Reddit post, by the way, talking about like the 5 best talented players in all of the NACL tier 2. And I will tell you one thing, and by the way, I haven't done my commentary on the NACL, guys. Just wait. There's like 6 matches I have to go through. It's going to be a long stream of cringe commentary, of course. But it will come soon, okay? Calm yourselves down. Okay? You're going to get the cringe commentary soon. This is a busy time for me. And busy weekend, of course. But I do not think that Dokla is horrible enough to be benched. I think they'll ride Dokla up for the rest of the season. And yeah, that's my 2 cents. I don't like it, man. I don't like when people saying let's just bench a guy for another import so they can make the team better. When in reality, it's like it's not going to make the team better, man. It's going to make it worse and worse, and it kind of question the North American talent, which I've already screamed to the void so many times, but I can't. I already beaten the dead horse, of course. So let's just say that listen, Dokla is a really good player. He just have a bad game. He have a bad series. That is all. It happens to him. By the way, he's not the best top laner for the team. He's not even the best top 5 top laners in the LCS right now. And that's fine. And I can accept that. He's going to have bad performances like this, but I'm not going to say that he's going to be benched or something. I'm just saying, like, he's good enough to win LCS. That's all I have to say, man. And the people who wanted to bench him are the reason why North America fails. That's my 2 cents. Let's move on to the last series of the night. Sentinels versus Disguised Toast. Hambach was a brilliant on Skarner. In fact, this was a jungle series for both players. Kira and Hambach put it on an absolute jungle clinic, which, by the way, I put them as my 1st and 3rd stars of the entire series. Hambach on the Skarner, 7-1 and 8, 15 KDA, 79 kill participation, and 16.2k damage. And for my 2nd and 3rd games, is all Kira. First on the Dr. Mundo, 6-1 and 15, 21 KDA, 91 kill participation, and 42.5k damage. He was really tanky, of course, really. And then for the Zheng Zhao, he was absolutely brilliant. 5-0 and 5, 63 kill participation, and 17.6k damage. I would like to say that I feel like right now, Sajin deserves some more, of course, with his Vayne in the bot lane. Like, Vayne 80 carry. I haven't seen Vayne in an 80 carry in a long time. And while I said that Sajin deserves more in that game 3 brilliance, I think his game 2 and game 1 was just not good enough to be like in the running. So I did give Kara because he was brilliant. And he was brilliant enough to win my 1st star. 15, 7, and 22, 5.3 KDA, 69 nice percentage on the kill participation, 24.5k damage. For DSG top Castle, 14, 8, 11 with 3.1 KDA, 49 kill participation, and 25.8k damage. And I would like to give some love for Hambach. He deserves some love, of course. He was brilliant on the Skarner, and I think he was the fine, decent player on that Sentinel team. 15, 7, and 18, 4.7 KDA, 83 kill participation, and 16k damage. For my team of the series, he was Impact. I mean, listen, many people call out Dokla to be benched. What about Impact? 8, 12, and 10 with a 1.5 KDA, 34 kill participation, and 16k damage. He was not in the races. But just like I give Dokla the benefit of the doubt, I will also give Impact the benefit of the doubt until otherwise, okay? I'm just saying. I just want some North American talent in this region. That's all. Just give me some NA talent. Just all. We don't care how bad the NA talent is. Just give me some talent, okay? Just saying. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes probably the most chaotic day of League of Legends I have ever watched, statistically analyzed, and all the kind of stuff. And for tomorrow, it's going to be even more chaotic because we are going to do this again. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 matches of League of Legends tomorrow. Two less than yesterday. But our feature matchups for each region, I had to go with the Fnatic G2 matchup. We all know the classic matchup, of course, between these two teams. I know Fnatic are not looking like themselves, of course, but we all know Fnatic is going to show up against G2. And we know, and G2 look pretty good against Heretics today. Maybe we might get a competitive series, but we might don't. For the LCK, I'm going to go with Gen G versus Fearx. I think Gen G needs a bounce back and consider all the hoopla about the ruler situation and Gen G losing right now. It just kind of feels like this whole dark cloud is affecting Gen G in most ways. Fearx look absolutely got clapped by Breon, of course. And right now, it just almost feels like it's Diable or bust. And I think I've been saying this for first stand, of course, and it's now showing my true colors. And I think right now it's a really tough series to call. Yes, Gen G are going to be clearly the favorites to win this series, but considering everything that's going on, it might distract the team. Like I hope that the coaching staff and all the psychologists keep the team together, and I think Gen G will bounce back. But if Fearx managed to just rattle them again and give them another series loss, it might hurt them. It might hurt them. For LPL, I'll pick BLG versus JDG. This was the matchup that was in first stand semifinals last year. Probably the most unexpected semifinals matchup because the winner of that matchup will face off against G2, who unexpectedly beat Gen G, and BLG just put JDG in the base. Remember, the first time they met this year, it was a close 5-game series, although you can say BLG throw that away, and then BLG recovers and do well against JDG and then absolutely destroy and then BLG destroy JDG. And I do not think it's going to be anything different. I think BLG are really good early game. They need to fix their mid and late game, of course, and if they do that, I think they can win. I think JDG are just like they're a good top 8 team, but never good enough to like reach the heights, of course. And I think BLG is gonna smoke them. I think AL and T top esports looking great, but after seeing Jack and Love looking absolutely crap, and AL looking good, I just like no, no, no. Team Liquid Alienware. This is be shit. I sorry. Team Liquid Alienware, guys. And by the way, if you're in New York, you have to get into the OSNYC in about 9 hours from now, or probably later by the time I finish recording, and go watch Team Liquid versus Flyweight. I think this will be David Scheinach's first co-stream as a Team Liquid Alienware member. Congratulations to him. He'll face off against Flagwise, and I believe that TL is going to win that series. I think that TL T Law. I'm gonna say T Law right now. I think T Law are decent enough. I think they need to. I think they need to have a bounce back. I think the bot lane is looking great. I think top lane is going to be pretty much impactful. I think Core JJ is going to be the main reason T Law is going to do well or fall off hard in this season. Flagwise, I don't expect them to do well. Yes, do I want Griffin and the team to do well? Yes, but again, this is low expectations for Flagwise are going to be like on an all-time low. So I'm not expecting them to do much. Shopify versus Dignitas is not a bad matchup. It's not the greatest matchup, of course, to watch, but it's not a bad matchup considering the fact that Shopify really not have a great lock-in, of course, by their opinions, and Dignitas did some work against some bigger teams. Maybe Dignitas could beat them. So watch out for that game, by the way. For the CBLOL, I go with VKS versus Furia in my matchup. And then for LCP, I'm going with T Secret Wells versus GAM. I want to see what GAM is made of course, considering that this is for the first time in a long time. GAM are just not the same team, of course. No leadership. The team looking incredible. And Team Secret Wells are looking like, well, first stand was not great, although I never expected them to do well in first stand. But I think T Secret was ready to just run the region down again, of course, because right now CFO and Gam are just like far, far away from being their best, and I think it'll be worrying, of course. So, anyways, 14 matches to tomorrow. I will probably review all of them statistically, and yeah. So it is 12:11 a.m. on now the Easter Sunday, and I wish you all. Sorry about that. Somebody screamed outside and kind of frightened me just a little bit. But let me just say this. I want to wish everybody a really happy Easter, of course. And of course, Easter Monday, of course. But I want to wish you, everybody, a happy Easter. Be safe, be one with the Lord, and be kind. Remember, God has risen up to make sure that everybody speaks about this message, to learn about them. And I'm going to leave you guys with the scripture. I think everybody knows the scripture. Go I think this is from the last chapter in Matthew. I think Matthew chapter 8. I think it's the last chapter. Um, okay. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna do a little biblical, of course. I'm gonna do a little biblical, of course. This is from Matthew chapter 28, and it says that when Jesus, after Jesus, raised from the dead, and then of course speak, of course, with all the disciples a couple of days, and in his house and all kinds of stuff, he said the following: "All power is given unto you, on all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and of the Holy Ghost, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I have commanded you. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world. Amen." And that is the message I'm going to send to you. He has risen up today to giving you the message that you have to go and teach and all this kind of stuff, what the Lord has done over these days. God died for us, for make sure our sins be cleansed, and he's risen up to make sure that we give him the message that we need. So go for it, teach all nations and all kind of stuff, and I will gladly, gladly wish you all guys a wonderful Sunday, a happy Easter, and tomorrow we'll do all over again with all these matches. On behalf of myself, like, comment, subscribe to this channel for more League of Legends stuff, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.